per year.
And I just came on the
I'm
scene.
a big dog.
By the end of the year,
I love my
maybe I'll be
sister.
there.
I love my sister.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Just the Girl Talk. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new, of course be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure notifications are on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. Alright y'all, so we're gonna jump right into it, right? So we know right now it is November is coming and we will be voting for our next president, right? We got Trump and we got Kamala. And there's a lot of different conversations being held and people talking about, you know, what their opinions on Trump, Kamala, got it, right? But there was I guess we're gonna call it a conversation on Revolt TV, where it was, you know, Democrats and Republicans who were speaking about just their views on the presidential candidates, right? And one woman in particular, Miss Tasleen Figueroa, turned it up a notch. Like, matter of fact, she turned it all the way up. And this conversation is not going to be about politics. I just wanted to lay the foundation. It's not going to be about politics, y'all. We are talking real talk about how we as women will flaunt our ego, and it's just tasteless and it's unattractive and it's very, very masculine, right? I'm going to go ahead and play the clip that really is just doing the absolute most. And it's just very, I don't know, it's just really sad that we as women behave that way. So check out the clip and let's come back and talk about it.
Can continue, but let's not act like she's not respected because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
When people are yelling about who's a big dog,
I am a big dog.
and what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
out of this whole stage, only one person was standing on the stage with a presidential
And
candidate.
only one person on this stage flipped Michigan. And only one person on this stage organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back that. Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like resume. Ain't but one sister the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts because ain't but one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person because I don't like the slight. I don't like the passive aggressive diss because I run these receipts down. So let's go on because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years from now, black people have to decide what they're going to get at the end of the year. At the end of
to a whole veteran.
And we're dealing with the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the end?
Because you heard her say she don't have the resume that I got. So go on to the next sister. I'm not going to handle your passive aggressive distance. Baby, I'll run these receipts down on you. I'll run these receipts down on you. You talking to a whole veteran. So baby, ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done turned it down. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister, they call me. How many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I've literally done 30 in the
Baby, I do 100 every year.
And I said what I
do 100 per year. I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the scene.
I'm a big dog.
Let me just say this. In my opinion, I believe that a man who deals with a woman who calls herself big dog needs somewhere to stay. Like, he has nowhere to go. Because I don't believe that a man of status who has common sense, who has his stuff together, is going to want to be with a woman who calls herself big dog. Wanting to command the room in a very masculine, aggressive way. Like, it was just so many things wrong with it, and it was down to just not wanting to allow anyone else to speak and not wanting anyone else to appear to be better than her. Anytime somebody spoke about what they did, she had to come with another. Well, I did it bigger. Well, I have a car. Well, I had 2 cars. It was given that much, like, I gotta match your energy times 10. And I think we have to be realistic as women that our looks are not a problem for many of us. It's that attitude. That attitude right there will rule you out every time when it comes to a man who's really intentional about finding a good woman to have in his life. That type of behavior, you will not, in my opinion, find the man that you really are looking for. who's going to be kind, who's going to be loving, who's going to be supportive, who's going to be all those things, but you're calling yourself big dog? Big dog? Really? And all that we're talking about was political stuff. You know, like just talking about, this is my opinion, that's your opinion, let's agree to disagree. But again, when you get very much like, I'm in my ego, I want to just throw around my accolades. You know, like, that's unfortunate. Like, that's all we kind of feel like we have to offer. Is to just throw out this, I was in here, I did this, I did that, I did that, I was in the Air Force, I was on TV, I did this, I did 100, you did 50, my resume is longer. It's like it's a competition to see who has the biggest, you know what. And you're a woman. Women do not behave that way. Women don't poke their chest out like that, in my opinion. This is just I don't believe that women, a feminine woman, a woman who wants to be seen as a feminine, soft woman with class, dignity, and respect will behave that way. She's not going to be out here poking out her chest, trying to, you know, show everybody up. That man couldn't even speak. He couldn't speak. It was very much, if you didn't say what she wanted to hear, she was going to turn up. And that is what a lot of women do in relationships when they're dating. You cannot think you're going to get everything told to you the right way, per se. You just cannot think that if somebody doesn't do what you say or say what you want, that you get to just lash out and do whatever you want. It doesn't work. Women of color, right? Women of color, we have to realize that that type of energy and throwing out our accolades is another reason we will get discredited from certain caliber of men. Right? Nobody cares if you're educated. Nobody cares if you are have done this in the community, if your attitude sucks. You could have walked on the moon with the man, but your attitude sucks, that it will get dismissed. No one will even be able to pay attention to what your accolades are because your attitude is so nasty, so tasteless. And what it does is, when you have a group of women, in my opinion, who are trying to be sensible, have a conversation, and you are giving that big dog, I can do what I want, I can say what I want, it puts all those other women in a very masculine place to have to defend themselves. And it takes them out of their femininity. Because I have to now like come out of my own body to try to get my point across, and now I have to be very aggressive. And I don't want to be that person, but I feel like I have to, because I have to match your energy. And that's kind of what was happening in that, you know, during that conversation. The woman had to say this that way. She didn't want the man to talk. When he did, you know, make his point about who's going to the White House if Trump wins, it was just like, how dare you talk about somebody else but me? It was very much giving, it's all about me. She was supposed to be the moderator of the conversation, and she didn't do nothing but mess the whole thing up, in my opinion. Take away from having a healthy conversation. And that's what happens in relationships. If we don't work on our attitude, how we respond, how we show up, if we're coming off with a man in a masculine way, it's going to make him come back at it, and it's just not going to be healthy. It's not going to be healthy. Imagine saying it to your man, I'm big dog. Excuse me? You're a big dog? You're a big dog, ma'am? Like, we have to stop thinking that that's going to make us be like, make us seen. You are going to be seen, don't get me wrong, but not in the way that you want to. The woman who I believe is soft, sits there very feminine, sits there very quiet, modestly, they're looking at her. They're like, oh, look, I like her. Look how she just sitting there, minding her business, looking unbothered, not getting out of character. Those are the women that we want to protect. Those are women that we want to marry. Those are women that we want to, you know, have children with. Not that. That's too much. Because again, that shows that you don't have any self-control. You don't have any emotional intelligence, that you can't allow people to voice their opinion without you jumping out on a limb to, you know, break them down and make them feel like they're not worth anything, or they don't have anything going for themselves of importance, right? Because of all of her important things she's done, it was like, well, you can't say anything about me because I've done all this. Again, ladies, I've said this before. What you do for a living is not who you are, or at least it shouldn't be. Who are you outside of those things? Who is that woman outside of all the things that she's done? What kind of person are you at the core? And the way that she displayed herself on that, you know, platform, it shows that you're a very aggressive, not nice type of person, in my opinion. It wasn't nice. It was just I don't know, it just wasn't she didn't seem like a nice person to even want to be around. You could be talking about anything. She just gives very much, I want to one up you. I want to make sure that you know that I'm better than you. I'm only going to keep you around me just for the sake of making sure I look better than you. Like, that was kind of the sense I got from that. And that was just from that conversation, right? And I'm just observing from, as a consumer. But imagine men who may be interested in you. They're watching you. We just cannot think that we can do whatever we want. We can show up however we want and then say, well, I look good. Again, our looks are our looks. No one's really ever complained about black women not looking good, as a whole. It's been the attitudes, the ego, the pride. You have to let go of that ego, because it doesn't get us far. It doesn't get us far. Because what happened was, all of what she did took away from what that conversation could have been. Because all people are talking about is that. That's where the message gets lost, because we get all of that thrown in there and it just loses what's important. Talking about what we're going to get in 4 years. Over the next 4 years. How is change going to come? Who's supporting this? What are their views? What is it took away from that. So now we don't even, it's kind of like, well, I think I heard them say this, but I know I heard that. I heard big dog. I'm big dog. So it's just unfortunate that this is what happens when we try to have healthy conversations, meaningful conversations. I think it's amazing that we have so many black people talking about politics. Younger people talking about politics and their views on it and having a better understanding of politics. Because for me, honestly, I feel like I'm learning about politics more and more just as I get older. So I appreciate having black people come together and have these conversations, ask these questions. But it's almost like you can't ask a question. You can't. And if you ask a question, you gotta just accept whatever BS answer somebody gives you. So I just think that, again, as women, we have to really be mindful of our attitude. Let go of the ego. Okay? It is okay to just surrender and not get caught up in all of those emotions that cloud your ability to have a sensible conversation. Trust me, it's a struggle for me at times, because the emotions take over. They do. It's something in your soul. It's like, but you don't want to let it take over to the point that you are now being so aggressive and so nasty and so mean to people because you don't like what they're saying to you, or you want to get your point across. So let me know in the comments though, what do y'all think? Did y'all watch it? Did y'all agree with what she was saying? Do you understand why she was doing it? To me it was a lie. But let me know in the comments, what did y'all think about that, the clip that you just saw, or if you watched the whole video. Let me know in the comments. So thank y'all so much for the support, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Bye.